Hello, dear learners. Welcome to Exploring an Understanding of How Research Supports Yoga for Mental Health. Let's embark on a journey of exploration, gently weaving the threads of research into the fabric of our own knowledge and skills. So whether you're a therapist, teacher, or simply a seeker of knowledge, I invite you to embrace these moments with a sense of gentle curiosity and openness. I'm your host, Judy Thompson, and in today's segment, we will be exploring the publication Yoga and Pain, a Mind-Body Complex System, published February 2023 in Frontiers in Pain Research, authored by Deepak Chopra, Eddie Stern, William C. Bushell, Ryan D. Castle. In this session, we consider the confluence of ancient wisdom and modern science, the application of yoga as a therapeutic intervention in pain management, and its potential implications for mental health. Our discussion finds its foundation in a research paper that analyzes the human pain responses and complex adaptive systems. Through our exploration, we'll weave together insights from systems theory, interoceptive awareness, and neuronal pathways, all converging on the mat of yoga practice. So what exactly are complex adaptive systems? You can think of them as a tapestry woven from countless interconnected threads. Each thread represents an individual component that, by itself, is relatively simple. But when these threads come together, they form a pattern far more intricate than any single thread could have created. This interconnectedness also means that a tug on one thread can cause ripples across the entire tapestry. A change in one part of the system can lead to unforeseen changes in another. In the human body, complex adaptive systems are at play all the time, particularly in how we experience and respond to pain. Pain is not just a simple signal from point A to point B. It's a symphony of biological processes involving nerves, the spinal cord, the brain, and even our emotions and environment. For example, when you stub your toe, the pain sensation travels through nerve fibers as a signal. It's the brain that interprets what this signal means, but this interpretation can be influenced by a multitude of factors. Your mood, past experiences, and even your beliefs about pain can alter that signal's intensity and meaning. This is where yoga comes into the picture. Therapeutic yoga is not just about movement. It's a multimodal practice that includes movement, mindfulness, breath control, and meditation. These practices tap into the complex web of pain response, possibly soothing overactive pain pathways and promoting balance within the body's systems. Applying complex systems theory to yoga and pain management opens up a whole new lens through which we can view their relationship. It suggests that by appreciating the intricate network of interactions within the human body, yoga might not only alleviate pain but could also promote long-term systemic changes, addressing pain at its multifaceted core rather than just damping its symptoms. Pain, often described as a warning signal, is a nuanced phenomenon that reveals a curious dance of biology and perception within us. It alerts us to harm, creating an experience that is deeply personal, yet universally understood. Pain perception is not as straightforward as many other sensory experiences. Unlike the vividness of color or the clarity of sound, the feeling of pain is a perception marked by complex mechanisms in the body's nervous system, painted with the broad strokes of our emotions and past experiences. When the body encounters something potentially damaging, a sequence of events unfolds. Specialized nerve endings called nociceptors jump into action. These sentinels of the sensory system convert physical signals, be it from a cut, burn, or pressure, into electrical impulses. Like urgent news through a dynamic network of wires, these signals jolt along nerve fibers, reaching the spinal cord and racing upwards to the brain. Here's where complexity comes into play. The brain doesn't simply register these signals as pain, it takes into account context, past experiences, and even expectations. This means that two people with the same injury could experience varying intensities of pain. Another aspect of consideration is central sensitization, which happens when the nervous system magnifies pain beyond the initial trigger, often because of reactivity. The brain and central nervous system go into overdrive, ramping up the pain response out of proportion to the actual stimulus. That's why sometimes a gentle touch can be perceived as agonizing pain, a phenomenon known as allodynia. It's this neurological backdrop, coupled with an individual's psychological landscape, that transforms a simple warning mechanism into a complex living experience, an ordeal that can persist and evolve long after the initial cause has retreated. Recognizing pain as a nonlinear experience shaped by many factors, both internal and external, changes our approach to its management. It explains why two people with clinically similar injuries might respond so differently to the same treatment. As we look to expand our understanding of pain, we'll see that pain is not just a physical sensation, but a multidimensional experience that the field of neuroscience continues to explore. Go back in time to around 2000 BCE in the ancient Indus Valley, where yoga originated. It was conceived for self-knowledge and spiritual freedom, integral to everyday living. Between the 1st and 2nd century BCE, texts describe yoga as a discipline that calms the senses and brings a deeper sense of peace. Move to the 11th to 17th centuries, and a wealth of yoga literature, including the Hatha Yoga Pradipika and Garanda Samhita, praises its benefits for not only spiritual development but physical health, immunity enhancement, and potential life transformation. Yoga, as we know it in the West, has become synonymous with postures or asanas. It's a hybrid adaptation, old wisdom mixed with modernity, backing up what Vedic historical texts claimed centuries ago. Yoga isn't just beneficial, it's effective for balancing the body, stress reduction, mitigating pain, tackling sleep disruption, and even managing chronic diseases like cardiovascular problems and diabetes. If we look closer at yoga's relationship with sensory perception, it becomes apparent why yoga can be a resource in pain management. It taps into the pathways that signal pain, enabling the nervous system to shift from high alert to be more at ease. In this case, practicing yoga involves two types of sensing: interoceptive, internal, and exteroceptive, external. These affect how we feel pain. By combining yoga with modern pain theories, we can understand this complexity better. We see pain not just as a sensation, but as a two-way interaction. Yoga is more than an exercise on a mat. It links tradition, therapy, and research, and it is multifaceted. Research has demonstrated that yoga can lead to improvements in pain intensity, enhance functional capacity, and even heighten an individual's pain tolerance. Orthopedic conditions, including knee pain and arthritis, benefit from customized yoga programs. People who practice various yoga poses not only experience symptom relief, but also strengthen their muscles and bones and improve body awareness. Yoga also helps mental health. It can reduce the anxiety and depression that often come with chronic pain, as meditation and breathing exercises in yoga often provide a welcome sense of calm. Yoga is also useful for those with gastrointestinal issues like irritable bowel syndrome. Its ability to lower stress and influence the connection between the gut and brain can improve digestion and ease abdominal discomfort and pain. Yoga's effectiveness extends to reducing pain in conditions such as fibromyalgia, migraines, and cancer-related pain. The relationship between how yoga reduces stress and affects inflammatory processes requires more research. While current studies suggest yoga is beneficial in managing pain, it's important to recognize the existing shortcomings and gaps in research, which include considering specific types of yoga being practiced, how long practices should last, and how long pain relief continues after yoga practices end. More research is needed to determine how yoga can most effectively meet the needs of people with pain. If we think about the brain and its response to pain, we know the brain has billions of neurons, and it interprets incoming signals into feelings, emotions, and our perception of reality. What happens when pain is introduced? Like Rumi stated in The Guest House, consider pain an unwanted visitor hammering at your nervous system. The brain is constantly assessing situations, conditions, needs, the severity of situations, and for those with chronic pain, the brain becomes more sensitized and even hypersensitized. This excessive response can trigger a self-perpetuating discomfort loop that gradually intensifies. Could yoga serve as a way to retrain the brain through neuroplasticity? Recent neurological studies suggest that consistent yoga practice might achieve this. Engaging in yoga exercises both the physical and mental aspects, creating conditions that reteach the nervous system how to be less sensitized and more balanced. Breathing deeply, moving gently, and meditating with intention appear to shift the brain's pain response. Think of it as softening the edges of pain, blurring the once sharp lines that delineate discomfort. This is not to say yoga is an analgesic. Rather, it's like a language course for the brain, teaching it to interpret pain signals in a new light, perhaps lessening the echo of chronic pain through corridors of neural pathways. Could yoga be the key to unlocking a more balanced dialogue between body and mind? The evidence is compelling, hinting at yoga's potential for pain relief. When considering pain as a health challenge, it's often approached with a sense of trepidation, and thoughts immediately turn to treatments like medication or physical therapy. But what if we could address pain in a way that meshes organically with our body's natural systems? These questions are at the heart of research involving pain and yoga and the complex systems theory. These systems are composed of numerous interacting parts, which may lead to outcomes that are not always directly predictable from the individual components. This is because the elements within a complex system, such as a living organism or the human body, are interdependent. Changes in one part of the system can cascade and cause changes elsewhere. The behavior of the system as a whole cannot be fully understood by examining its parts in isolation. It is this systemic view that can offer us a new perspective on pain management through yoga. This notion of interdependence is central to our understanding of the body's response to pain. In pain responses, the signals are not just simplistic messages that say, ouch. They're part of a sophisticated dialogue that your body is having with your brain. And it's not just a two-way conversation either. This dialogue involves your emotions, memories, and sometimes even the immune system. The body as a complex system can amplify pain signals in some cases, creating a cycle that can be challenging to break. Yoga, traditionally a holistic practice, brings together body postures, breathwork practice, and meditation, integrating components that target physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. The practice is not just a series of stretches, it's a whole body experience that taps into the very same networks involved in the pain response. Through controlled breathing and mindfulness, yoga can modulate the nervous system, potentially disrupting pain signals and the feedback loops that sustain them. For instance, certain yoga techniques can enhance vagal tone. That's the activity of the vagus nerve, which plays a key role in the parasympathetic nervous system, or the body's rest and digest responses. Improved vagal tone can mean better regulation of stress and inflammation, two significant factors in pain perception. Moreover, as individuals practice yoga, they may strengthen their sense of interoception, the body's ability to sense the internal state of the body. This can lead to a deeper understanding of pain and a mindful reshaping of the body's response to it. By enhancing bodily awareness, yoga encourages a shift in perception, potentially tilting the systemic scale away from chronic pain patterns. As we view yoga through the complex systems theory, its role in pain therapy becomes clearer. Rather than target individual symptoms or isolated body parts, yoga offers a systemic intervention. It engages the mind and body in a nurturing dance of movements and breath, harmonizing the internal systems that contribute to pain responses. Yoga, recognized not just as a physical exercise but as a complex adaptive system, offers us a multi-layered approach to understanding and alleviating pain. Our discussions have highlighted how yoga engages with the body's pain response pathways, potentially reshaping both physical and psychological aspects of our health. This perspective invites a promise of more personalized, effective, and sustainable interventions for those living with chronic pain. Research into the convergence of yoga and science paves the way for more dynamic, responsive, and patient or client-centered healthcare solutions. For those eager to continue exploring, or for anyone seeking more in-depth information, additional resources and supplementary materials are within reach. I encourage you to follow the links provided in the episode description to enrich your learning. As we end our time together, remember to embrace and witness the beauty of life and within shared experience. Be the thread that creates compassion and curiosity for others. Thank you for listening. May you find and share beauty and peace on your journey toward wellness.